going on, everybody? Canisi Outdoors here. Before I get started with this gear overview video for the AKEK Climax 5400, I just wanted to show something really unique about AKEK, and that's their quick detach, quick release system for both the bow and the rifle. So got my bow strapped in here. I'm just gonna grab my bow, grab the strap here. I'm gonna tilt it forward, get some tension on it. Just like that, my bow's free. And I'm ready to shoot. Took 5 seconds. That's the first time I've ever done it. So as I practice, I'll get better and better. And just want to show you the super unique system. So that way you don't have to carry around extra gears and gizmos. Keep your hands free while hiking. Again, this is unique to AKEK. Let's get started with this overview video. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Canisi Outdoors YouTube video. In this video, I'll be doing a gear review on the AKEK Climax 5400. So right here, I've got the pack. I will be doing this review based on my hunt with this past weekend. I did not have the lid on. I just didn't need all that space. So just wanted to show that I did have it. I just didn't use it. Now, I use this for day hunting. And what I mean by that is I was always back at the car and camping out of the car at night. So I had minimal stuff with this. Even though it has these pockets on it, I didn't end up using them. I just didn't need that extra space. For a backpack review of this pack, we're gonna come out with one in a few months with my buddy Jason. His YouTube channel is Your Mom's Favorite Outdoorsman. He's gonna do a overnight, multiple night backpacking trip, I think deer and possibly elk with this pack. So you can kind of see the day hunting side and the overnight side. So one thing that I want to say is, even though I only had this for 2 days, I wore it from sun up to sundown 2 days straight, and I put in about 36 miles with this on. So I have a pretty good idea on things that I like and dislike about it, except for, again, the capacity for 2 nights. So let's dive into what I liked. I'm a really big fan of organization, and with this pack, as I mentioned in the overview, which will come out here soon, is I really like to have organization, but I don't like too many pockets where it adds weight. And these pockets that are on this pack, I am a really big fan of, because I can kind of adjust things as I need, but also they're just in really strategic places. I'm just gonna take these off real quick, just to kind of show what I'm talking about. So this front pocket here is a stretch fabric pocket. So if I'm hunting and like I was actually sitting, I was actually in the middle of eating, and I was trying to just shove stuff in my bag because I thought I heard some cows calling. I shoved things in here. Well, this is a smaller pocket. So this is a stretch pocket. That was a really, really nice feature. It'd be great for like a puffy, something like that. Really a big fan of that pocket. So that is something that I wanted to point out and kind of highlight with this pack. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. This pack's down really small. For how large the pack is, this is actually pretty discreet, pretty slim. And I really liked it. I didn't feel like I had too much bag on. So if I could only get one bag from AKEK, I would get this Climax 5400 because it packs down pretty darn well. The buckles are not so long that I have this extra space. I have them cinched down pretty much all the way with my trekking poles and my bugle tube on the other side. It just cinched down really well. It was really sleek. So I was really, really big fan of that. And then when I needed it, I was able to have the expansion for more room for like a jacket or something like that. Again, there's really strategic pockets on the inside and on the outside that I was really a big fan of. So like this top pocket here, this was my snack pocket. This also held my, my headlamp and a lighter, just in case of emergencies. So just a few things that I really liked like that. And one thing I want to point out kind of while I'm talking about it is I really like that there is a water pocket on the top. So this is for the water bladder. There's multiple other pockets. There's one on this side here, and then there's another on this side here. I am really a huge fan of the pocket being external from the main compartment of the bag, because I don't have to go through my gear when I'm trying to quickly stop to get some water. So I like that I don't have to go through, organize my gear, pull things out. It's separate, and I'm really a huge fan of that. That was really a nice feature that I didn't really think about until I was doing it. I was thinking, this is nice. I don't have to pull all my stuff out. I like things packed a certain way, so when I need it, I can find it. And that was really great. I was able to use the quick disconnect feature, and you'll see that as, again, kind of a reminder from the beginning of this video. I really liked that system. It was first night, I was walking out, it was 10 minutes to last light. My spot was kind of dead. If I saw something, I wasn't going to be able to get a stock in it anyways. So I was just kind of heading out, moving through. I was walking along a dirt road and I saw what looked like a cow. So I'm like, okay, cool. Binoculars up, boom, 257 yards away, there's a cow and a calf staring at me. 10 minutes till last light. So first thing I did was I put my trekking poles, put them together, so I'm just holding them in one hand, and I reach back, grab the bow, boom, quick disconnect, bow's in my hand. So I just kept moving 20 to 30 yards at a time. At 100 yards, I was ready, and they were still there. So I kind of kept going, and as I came around the bend, there was a spike and a cow. Could clearly see them. They were 56 yards away, no shot. They were taller than the brush, but their vitals were in the brush. This tag was only for a 3-point or bigger bull. Then I hear in the brush about to cross the road to then go into this little brushy area. I hear some noise, draw back my bow, out steps a spike. Again, safe in this unit, but if I would have had to take this pack off, I think that extra movement would have caused me to not have a chance at that spike, and if it would have been a year older, I would have been tagged out. So I'm a huge fan of that, and I want to expand on the quick disconnect feature. It is really a solid setup. So with that, with the setup, I went through reprod, I went through brush, and I went through a little bit of blackberries, not too many of that. Through the reproduction growth, they were like 10 to 15-year-old trees, and I was crawling, I was, kind of armadilloing. Bow didn't come off, bow wasn't tugged, I wasn't like pulled back because of the bow. Huge fan of that. I fully trust it. I was really hesitant at first. No hesitation anymore. I trust it with my bow, which my bow with all my gear on it, it's over $1,000. So I'm trusting that with $1,000 of stuff, just that one strap magnet system. It's solid. I'm a huge fan of that. Let's see, any other major pros? No other major pros other than the fact that this is, again, really streamlined. Oh, one last thing, sorry, forgot to mention. So I like that there's 2 ways to get into the main pocket. I can get in from the top, or I can get in from the front here, kind of depending on what I need. There's also a pocket on the front here that I really like, just the easy access to. So I like this, the horseshoe zipper, I'm a big fan of those. Plus the option to go in from the top is a huge, great thing that is just really nice to give me the options for what I need. Now, some cons, I've used this frame, this suspension system with 2 different bags now, and I've used them for over 50, I want to say almost 60 miles of walking, carrying at least 25 pounds. This weekend I was carrying this with 25 up to 40-ish pounds, depending on how much water I had and if I put my bow in my pack. And the cons I have, the hip belt could use just a little bit more padding. My hips were a little bit tired, not much. So if you recall from a previous video that I made, the hip belt strap, the hip belt pocket strap actually goes over the hip belt. I put it behind it, and I found that made a really big difference. I just like a little bit more padding with a hip belt, so that might just be a me thing. Another con is the shoulder straps. They do need more padding. Unfortunately, my shoulders are pretty beat today. I did a 21-mile day on Saturday, and I was definitely feeling it, and I'm still a little bit sore. Here it is Monday. So one thing I do want to talk about, and this is something that I've talked to Brandon at AKEK, so before I get into this, disclosure, Brandon at AKEK says that I have an older model, I got a scratches and dents, and their newer combination of frame, suspension, and bag has resolved this issue. So the one that I had has this issue. Newer models don't have this issue, but if you're really paranoid about it, the reason I'm showing it in this video, even though this has been resolved, is there's a couple things I did that really helped. So now to kind of get into it, this is a little bit noisy. This shoulder strap system connected to the frame is a touch noisy. Now, I was told by Brandon at AKEK there's some things I could do to quiet it down, and I'll show you what that looks like here. Alright, so on the frame here, I'm going to try to show you in the light, there's going to be loop, loophole, loophole, loophole. That's for the adjustability of it, which is a great feature. Really big fan of that. But I'll actually just move this closer. All right, So, but there's an issue with the rubbing of the male end of the shoulder strap, because this is the part that pokes through these holes here. So what I did is I was told to put felt here, I put felt on the sides, and then I put felt below. So the strap goes in through here, and then the plastic buckle is on the back side. So this plastic buckle goes on the back side of the frame, and that's kind of what stops it from being pulled out. I'm not sure where, but I think that plastic is rubbing on this frame, causing a squeaky noise that I have issues with that squeaky noise when I'm walking fast, like really fast, like I'm trying to beat feet and get out of there. If I'm walking uphill at a moderate pace. Now, adding this felt minimized it quite a bit. It was very effective. But if you have one of the newer packs, this should not be an issue. However, if you still feel like there's a little bit of thing, this felt is from Michaels. I think it was $1 for a sheet. It's sticky on the back. Moleskin would also work great, but for $1 at Michaels, I don't know if you can really beat that price. So those are the big complaints that I have with this pack. Honestly, pretty minimal with what I've experienced with carbon frames. This is now my 3rd carbon frame pack, and it's a darn good pack. Great pack for the price. Love all the features, very sleek. I would like a little bit more padding in the hips and shoulder straps. But other than that, I would recommend this. I'm gonna tell my dad when he goes to get a new pack in the next couple of years, he should definitely consider AKEK, especially with that quick disconnect. If that bull would have been 1 year older, it would have been the difference between me getting a shot and me blowing those elk out before anything even happened. So definitely really excited about this pack, and I have a lot of good things to say about it. Very, very few not good things to say about it.